Howdy folks, Bodine52, hope you are well. I'm out in the garage today, spent a little time with my 2000 Road King Classic. Goes by the name of Duke. You know, I've had Duke about a year and a half. Really love this motorcycle. I've been trying to keep it as stock as I possibly could. It does have a stage 1 on it that was there when I bought it. But I do have one problem with the bike, especially as I start really riding it a little bit more at night. It's those lights. And I'll tell you what, on an older bike, it is hard to find a good set of LED lights nowadays, right? And as my daughter would say, the lights on the front of the bike, they are a hot mess. Now that one is an LED because the original I had to change it out, but not even a fan of that one. So I was looking around, figure out what I can do to clean up the lights on this thing, but still keep a lot of that classical look. And today, it was part 1 of a part 2 series, we are going to change out the rear end of the bike's lights. The next one will be the front, and we're going to do it with custom dynamics. Who says you can't light up an older motorcycle? Today we are going to install lights on the back of my 2000 Road King Classic. I am super excited to do that with, again, Custom Dynamics products. This one happens to be the first thing I'm going to install today is the Pro Beam square taillight. Lifetime LED warranties, plug and play, just like all of the Custom Dynamics products. Also going to make sure that I put on some LED turn signals on the back of the bike. And with that, because it's an older bike, comes this flat bezel turn signal adapters. You definitely need that. So all hardware, screws, instructions are in all of these. And also, you do have to add this all-in-one load equalizer. And I'll show you how I install that. But it's for the run, brake, turn signals. And it's also a brake flasher. All right, let's get over the bike and get all the old stuff off. All right, this is the back of what the Road King currently looks like. Turn signals, tail light. And the first thing that we need to do is get the battery, the negative, taken off. And then it's really simple. There are 4 screws here, well, 2 on each one, and then on both sides of the tail light. Real simple. Did remove the seat because I needed to do that. And on this model, you really do need to take the bag off to get the strap from the seat over. So I have the bags off as well. So let's get to it. Anytime you're putting on a new accessory like this, or anything when I do anything on the bike, make sure to take the extra time and just go ahead and clean it up, because how often you really have the tail light off. And then this does come with a nice gasket here. Let's just kind of peel it off the back here. And then that slides right in over the top. Seems to fit pretty nicely in there, so we'll go ahead and get that snugged up. I'm sure this helps adhere the light, but stop any challenges that you have with water getting in. So this is actually here the new tail light. This thing actually does look pretty cool. It's plug and play, SAE and DOT compliant. 35 automotive grade high power LEDs in there. I don't know if you can see that, that's pretty cool. Run, brake function, and then of course it does have this, which is really called an illumination window. So this plugs right back into where I pulled the other one out from. Thus, plug and play. And let's go ahead and get this thing turn the right way, Bodine, and let's get it screwed in. All right, I always like hand tightening these down just at the end, especially since I was using a electric screwdriver. Want to make sure that they are snug, but not over tightened. By the way, you are going to use the existing screws that came out of your taillight, and they do provide a couple washers. So go ahead and throw those on. I had one on this one, but did not have one on this one when I took it off. So now it is time that we're going to go ahead and put in the LED turn signals. All right, let's get this turn signal in. Like I said earlier, you want to make sure that everything is all nice and cleaned up, right? And the package comes with the light and this lens, but I won't be using this because I have this smoked bezel adapter that I am going to install with it. So it's going to go right into here, okay? And then it does have 2 new screws that come with washers on it, as well as does this bevel piece. Comes with this to kind of put it around it, just to make sure no water or anything gets in there and it gets into a snug fit. So they really thought of everything on this. So this is a normal, simple plug and play. Go ahead and plug that in. Okay, I like just to do a quick little turn here to make sure that we are tight and making contact. And then I am going to go ahead, while I got the light here, make sure that I got this rubber gasket, I guess is the way to say it, around the bezel, right, the adapter. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and throw the light in there. I do want to kind of turn it a couple times just to make sure that you're taking some of that extra wired space up, and go ahead and make sure that that is on. I think earlier I was using the electric screwdriver, which I just got, by the way. It's kind of cool. But for something that's like this, my preference is to not do that so I don't over tighten. Make sure we clean it off, and it's that easy. Let me get the other one on, and then we'll go ahead and put in the load equalizer and light flasher module, but I'm going to put the other one on first, and then I'll show you that. Alrighty, folks, so now I want to show you the triple play module, again, the load analyzer, as well as being able to strobe the tail light. So here's real life. We call it like it is, right? So put the module on, and I had this plug here that was going to the front of the bike, and then this one to the rear of the bike. So in my mind, okay, just plug it into the rear. It's all simple custom dynamic stuff. You just plug and play. So I put it in there. I went through the setup module, and by the way, it comes with anything that you get from Custom Dynamics comes with the install and setup. I'll also scan it and leave a link of it, as well as the strobe patterns in the description. But when I put this on, the brake light worked fine. The turn signals were acting a little goofy, and one was flickering. And I'm like, okay, maybe I just set it up wrong. So I went through the setup again, and for the life of me, I could not figure it out, right? So I'm like, dang, I've never had this problem. So I call Custom Dynamics. I get on the phone with Kevin, and the guy is just awesome. He's like, all right, let me see what you got. All right, let's look at what you're putting on the bike, what year's your bike, and send me pictures. So I sent him pictures. The guy calls me back, after I interrupted his lunch hour, by the way. The guy calls me back, and he says, okay, this module here that went to the front is an original add to the Harley, and it is for the run brake. And what it does is it basically interferes with a Custom Dynamics module, right? So he says, hey, unplug that, and then go ahead and plug into the one that is there. Remove this device. We're going to get rid of that, right? And keep the one that you have plugged in the back, and let's see how it does. And of course, it's fixed. It's perfect, right? One of the things that Kevin said to me with some advice was, if the rear turn signals have any other function other than turn signals, there's a module installed that's going to have to get out of there. right? But just like I did, if you have a problem, all you got to do is call these guys. They're pretty awesome, honestly, and didn't laugh at me for being stupid. Alrighty, let's see what they look like. Nice. Love it. Love it. Let's look at turn signal. Wow, it is such a difference. Now, how about the brake? Super excited and appreciate the help of Custom Dynamics to make sure I got it right on my 2000 Road King Classic. Proof that you can LED up an older bike. I think they go back to even 1999 with Harleys. So I'll leave a link in their website as well as to the things that I put on the bike. And as I said at the beginning, again, as my daughter said, let's fix that hot mess. In the next week's video, you're going to see me just do that. This stuff's going bye-byes. Alrighty, folks, that is it from the Bodine 52 Garage. Appreciate you spending some time with us. Thank you. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like. And if you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit subscribe. I'd love to have you join the family. Make sure to check in next Sunday for the front of the bike video. Super excited to share that with you. I appreciate all of you. Be safe out there. Checking a friend. And from Duke and Bodine 52, we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.